Hey, it's H here. Today we're taking a look at technical analysis for crude oil or the US oil. I'll cover wave analysis with Elliott Wave theory and provide multiple scenarios the price may take and explain why I prefer one count over another. Let's take a look at the different possibilities. Starting here on weekly time frame this time, let's take a look at these overall structures for a reminder of what we're dealing with. One possibility is that we have a 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 creating a one-off grand supercycle here up around the highs of 2008, and then we have some kind of three-way structure down here into wave 2, possibly completing here around the 2020 lows. The other scenario is that we have not yet completed the wave 2 of grand supercycle, and indeed we have this as a 5-way structure coming down into an A wave. Now we would be looking for B and then C. This is less likely to me as this structure looks very 5-wave-ish, at least at the very moment. The invalidation lies here around the $146, at which again we would take out the highs of which this A wave started from, and if we are labeling as a zigzag of a contracting diagonal here, then this would get invalidated at these highs. If we are, however, pivoting downwards, then we would be looking for that as a 5-way sequence to finish this wave 2 of grand supercycle. I am, however, liking this a bit more, in which we have already created this wave 2 and have this as a W, X and Y. Again, within the wave Y, we would have an W, X, Y, XY. Again, that would not be allowed in the original Elliott Wave book, but again, it fits better with this in mind. Within this wave Y of supercycle, we would have ABC into W, ABC into X, and another ABC into wave Y. We are getting right into the one-to-one extension of this first leg of W, X, and Y here into these lows. So that fits again very well. Now again, we have to be reminded that we did get to basically zero at these crude oil prices around these lows, so it is a bit exaggerated. If we are looking at logarithmic scale, we can see that it doesn't make any sense here. So yeah, that is the overall point or main counts at the moment. So let's take a look again this last leg starting from the 2020 lows. Close these for a minute and start with maybe 8 hours. In this one we have, this is the bullish scenario in which we have a 1, 2, currently making again the third of primary, in which we have 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. This is creating a very bullish count. I don't really like this too much. I've been using this as the very most bullish moon boy scenario for the US oil, the worst case scenario basically for anyone living in the US, or for the oil prices in general. In the bearish scenario, we would have created this as a 1, 2. This would be another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the third already created, then fourth, and then we would be creating this last leg of fifth. Now at this point, if we are zooming in a bit, we can't get below the highs of October 2021 around the $84.6 area, at which the wave 4 would get into the wave 1 area. So that is definitely a no-no. On higher time frame, let's take a look at the daily. We do have that highest high here on the 3rd of something, so 3rd of the 5th at the moment, according to this count, at least the bearish count, in which would say that we are actually finishing something up here soon. Well, soon is a loose term, but again we would have this 5th still to come. So let's jump into the smaller time frames. Probably 30 minutes should suffice here, starting with this bearish count as we have it open here, maybe 1 hour. Again, don't mind the degrees. We're just looking here for this whole structure, this very sideways structure, in which I've labeled this as a possibility of being an ABC here into an A wave or W wave. Then another 3-way structure here, ABC, in which C is a contracting diagonal here and then we would have that as the B or X wave. We did not get to the 85.4 or 90% retracement of this first leg here for this second leg, so I'm leaning towards more for the X wave or WXY count here. So I am expecting more towards the ABC structure. 1-to-1 extension for this leg of this size here comes around the $92 area, which is currently my main target overall on higher time frame. At this moment, if we zoom in here for the A wave, we would have this as a contracting leading diagonal into wave 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 into wave 1 or A. Again, I'm preferring the ABC count here. The wave 2 here or wave B would be very weird looking. It is very overlapping, very hard to get any kind of count here, but most likely if we had to say something, or if I had to make something out of it, I would make it some kind of WXY of some sort. After that, again, topping out around the $113 area, 29th of June, then we would have 5 waves as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into 1, 3-way structure into wave 2, and this whole structure would be wave 3. Whether wave 3 is done or not is yet to be seen, but again, at this moment, we could be saying that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and this would be a third of something, one of these 1-2s at least. So we'll see how it turns out. But again, overall expectation is still downwards, but at least now it looks like it is not extending too far. If this indeed is 1, 2, 1, 2, this would be 3, 4 and 5 at the least. So we would be expecting this fifth to get around to the 1.618 extension, which is very small. That is mainly the target for the third wave here, which is again very small in comparison. However, it is larger than wave 1, so we don't have a minimum requirement, or sorry, a maximum requirement for wave 5 to be. So indeed, if we are not getting very well past this 1.618 extension for the third wave, and this is still a third wave, this whole structure, then we would be expecting some kind of extension on the fifth. So we'll see what happens though. After we have created the wave 4 completely and we have seen a wave 1 of some sort, or at least a possibility for that, then we can start measuring possibilities and the extension targets for this wave 5. At the moment, if we are looking into that and saying that we have already completed wave 4 here, I would be looking at something around these lines as there we go. So the 0.618 extension is around $92, which would be again at that 1-to-1 extension of this higher time frame target of ABC. So that would fit the picture very nicely. However, I'm not quite sure if this wave 4 is done and which degree it is part of. So that has to be seen. Lower time frames, we are seeing this trend line broken here that we had from these lows and pivoted again from these. So it is possible that we have already completed this as a wave 4. There is a possibility that this is indeed a wave 5-way sequence already, but it is kind of small to me, so I don't think that is the wave 1 of 5, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Of course it is possible, but again, if I'm expecting that extension on 5th, that wouldn't suffice. Let's take a look at the bullish count still, as it is still alive. In this one, we had the wave 3 up here, and then we would have 3-way structure downwards and ending the wave 4 already down here at 11th of April. At this point, we would have 1, 2 and another 1, 2 coming down. At this point, again, we have already retraced quite a bit for the wave 2, so it is looking less and less likely that this is indeed the bullish case playing out. So again, this is just not very likely scenario at all to me. Yeah, As we were talking about the bearish scenario and the subway structures here, it looks more like an ABC completing, and around that $90 area we could be taking out these previous lows. One-to-one would take out these lows, which would be very good as a look, at least for the bearish scenario. If it does happen, take out the lows of $95.5 first, then we would invalidate at least this structure of being a 1-2. And if we are taking out the lows of $93, then we would take out this possibility of being a 1-2 as well. But yeah, that is pretty much everything I want to cover on bull scenarios. There is not much else to talk about. We talked about this structure here and my expectations on it on the bearish side, which still lies as the most probable to me. But again, that is pretty much everything I wanted to cover today on USOIL. If you made it this far into the video, I would appreciate the likes. Link to my free Discord server in the description below, and please let me know what assets should I cover next. For now, I thank you for watching and hope you have an amazing rest of your day. See you in the next video. Bye bye.